What if the unstoppable rage of the Juggernaut fell into the hands of a teenager? In Kid Juggernaut number 1, we are thrown into a bold reinterpretation of the iconic villain, now through the eyes of a troubled young boy who finds himself at the center of a force that could either destroy, or redeem, everything around him. A journey between chaos and choice, between legacy and identity. Caleb Pearson was an ordinary boy in an extraordinary world. The only child of a broken family, he lived a life marked by humiliation, bullying, and invisibility. But everything changes when, after running from a fight at school, he hides in an abandoned warehouse on the city's outskirts. There, he discovers a mysterious crystal glowing bright red. The moment he touches it, he's consumed by an energy that shatters the ground and brings down walls. Sidorak's voice echoes in his mind, "You are my champion now." In a blink, the scrawny boy becomes a young version of the Juggernaut, muscles, armor, immense strength, and an aura of bottled rage. But with power comes fear. Caleb doesn't know how to control this new form and flees, leaving a trail of destruction to his home. From that moment on, his life would never be the same. The next day, Caleb wakes up wondering if it was all a dream. But when he looks in the mirror, he sees his body still changed, smaller now, but still pulsing with Sidorak's energy. At school, he tries to keep a low profile, but the same bullies taunt him again. This time, however, his instincts kick in, and in seconds, Caleb sends one of them crashing through a wall. Chaos erupts. Teachers try to stop him, but nothing can. He escapes and runs aimlessly, leaving destruction in his wake. Videos start circulating online, Mini Juggernaut causes school panic. The media chases him, government agents want him captured. Caleb feels hunted, wronged, more isolated than ever. All he wanted was to be heard, now he's feared. He returns to the warehouse, trying to speak with Sidorak. But the mystical god only laughs, strength is not for those who ask for silence. It's for those who shatter the world. Faced with growing destruction, the X-Men are called in. Cyclops finds Caleb and carefully tries to convince him to accept help. "You don't have to be a weapon just because someone gave you the trigger," says Scott Summers. But Caleb is skeptical. He believes everyone just wants to control him, as they did with Cain Marko before. Still, he agrees to visit the Xavier Institute. There, he sees other gifted teens, some training, others studying, and begins to question everything. Beast runs tests, while Jean Grey attempts to read his thoughts, but is blocked by Sidorak's interference. During a controlled training session, Caleb loses control and nearly destroys the danger room. Cyclops confronts him again, "You can choose what to do with this power. Juggernaut was a consequence. You can be a decision." Caleb cries for the first time since it all began. Maybe, just maybe, he still has a choice. While sleeping, Caleb is pulled into a mystical dimension, the domain of Sidorak. There, the god confronts him, showing visions of Cain Marko spreading chaos in his name. "You are nothing. You were only chosen because you were weak enough to submit to rage," the entity mocks, trying to break him mentally. But for the first time, Caleb answers firmly, "If I'm weak, why are you so afraid when I think for myself?" He refuses to attack, refuses to give in to the rage. Sidorak throws him into a spiral of pain, but something changes, the crystal begins to lose its intensity. Caleb wakes up sweating and bleeding, but with the feeling that he's won an invisible battle. His powers are still there, but less volatile. He decides he'll train, master the energy, and prove he doesn't have to live in anyone's shadow. "I'm not Marko," he whispers. "I'm Pearson. And I can be better." Back at the Institute, Caleb commits to his training. He uses his strength to protect others, helps young mutants, and gradually rebuilds his identity. On an external mission, the X-Men take him to stop a structural collapse in a nearby city. He lifts a crumbling building with his bare hands, saving dozens of people. The frightened crowd stares, but no one screams. Someone claps. Then others join. For the first time, Caleb feels pride. Not for being Kid Juggernaut, but for doing something right. In the final scene, he writes in his journal, "Maybe I'll never be free of Sidorak. But that doesn't mean he gets to define me." On the last page, we see Sidorak on his throne, watching the boy with an enigmatic smile. Interesting, perhaps this is my most dangerous champion yet. And that's another page in the Heroic Chronicles. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like and subscribe for more untold tales from the world of comics. There's always another hero, another villain, and another turning point waiting in the shadows. See you in the next chapter.